You've clicked on this video because you want to play fluid, attacking and possessional football inspired by one of the greatest ever coaches, Pep Guardiola. Let's get into it. Right, so in front of you is a very modified version of the 4-3-3 false 9, as you can see in the formations tab. I am going to break down this formation very clearly, very slowly as well, just so you understand why I've done certain things and why I've moved certain players around. So it's imperative that you pay attention to what I'm doing, because if you get this wrong, the tactic isn't going to work in the way that you want it to. But without further ado, let's move on. So for our starting lineup, we have gone with Ederson in goal. At right back, we have Kyle Walker. Our two centre halves are Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte. João Cancelo going in at the left back position. We've got Rodri in the CDM position. We've got De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in the two centre mid positions. And then we have Gabriel Jesus, Phil Foden and Sterling up top. Now you're probably looking at this and you're thinking, Rom, why have you done this? I'm going to explain right now. Okay, so first things first, with Cancelo, usually he would appear in this area here as a left wing back, but all we're literally doing is we're just moving him slightly inwards and he will still be on the left wing back role. The other thing you're going to change is in regards to the two wingers. So usually on the 4-3-3 false 9, the right and left wing would be around here. All we're doing is we're bringing them slightly closer to the strikers, even more closer than this, so that they appear as right forwards. I've literally just done it before. There you go. There you go. And it's the same thing with Raheem Sterling. Usually he appears out here, but you're literally just bringing him a little bit closer to Phil Foden so that he goes in as a left forward. There's a reason for that. The reason is because at the moment, City don't have a proper striker that they can rely on at the moment. So what they usually do is they have someone like Phil Foden or Jesus, or sometimes even Sterling up top, and they attack with the two wingers next to them that sometimes perform as strikers too, but that does depend on the personnel. Right, moving on to the next part of this video is the tactics. Once again, please pay attention. There is a reason as to why I have changed things into the way they are. It's not necessarily your default Manchester City tactic. It's going to work in regards to the squad that you have right now. In regards to the defensive style, we've gone with press after possession loss. So as soon as the players lose the ball, how quickly can they press, win back that ball nice and quickly. In terms of the width, we've gone with 55. We are going to defend narrow with this team because it is a generally narrow formation. We don't need to defend wide and leave unnecessary gaps. We've got a lot of players in the middle that we can use to defend well, and we can win the ball well in there as well and look to attack straight away. In terms of the depth, I've gone with 70. It is still quite high, but it's not so high that if the team does play against you, you do have your defenders a little bit deeper than the strikers so that you're not suffering those through balls. Going into the offense part of it, so in terms of the build-up play, we have gone with balanced and not slow build-up. However, when you go with balanced, you are able to play to the style that is needed at the time. So if you are in a position where you are two goals up, 3 goals up, maybe even 4, you can use the balanced build-up play to simply keep the ball from side to side, maybe go backwards and then exploit the spaces in behind that teams give you. However, if you feel like you need to rush a little bit because you need to get a goal, that's where the balanced tactic comes in. And if you are smart and you can use your left and right, or your L1 and R1 buttons, you can actually get forward players to run forwards quicker so that you do have those forward options as well. That's why we've gone with balance. You want to play according to the nature of the game. In regards to chance creation, we have gone with possession. Man City is a possessional team. We do want to keep that ball as much as we can. If you are a player that you are good with possessional football and you can make it work in your favor, this tactic is perfect for you, because as well, if you are protecting a lead, you can still use that possession chance creation. In terms of the width, we've gone with 65, so we are just pushing the team a little bit wider as opposed to when we are defending. However, it is still a narrow shape, whilst in possession. In terms of having players in the box, I've gone with 5, something nice and balanced, and then when it comes to corners and free kicks, we have gone with 3. But now we are going to move on to the instructions. So in the final part of this tactic, we are now going to look at the instructions. We're going to go from keeper all the way to striker. So starting with Ederson in goal, we have gone with sweeper keeper and comes for crosses. Going on to the right back in Kyle Walker, he has not got the same tactics as the left back. It is a little bit different. So we've got Kyle Walker joining that attack. So he is now going to be attacking that right flank a little bit more. And we also have him on the overlap. In terms of the interceptions and defensive position, going on to the centre backs, we've got them both on default, stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, and they stick into their position. We haven't changed anything on them. With Cancelo now, we have Cancelo on balanced attack. We don't always want Cancelo driving forward because he's actually going to help us keep the ball. If you do watch City play, he plays on the left side, but he's right-footed, so we have him as an inverted fullback. He isn't going to be running down the line like Kyle Walker. He is actually going to be playing on the inside. So if you are really looking to drive forward, do it on the right side as opposed to the left side. Everything else in regards to Cancelo is on default. Balanced attack and inverted run type is the only thing you need to change. In regards to Rodri, so we have him on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, cover center, and his positioning freedom is stick to position. Moving on to Kevin De Bruyne, we have Kevin De Bruyne on get forward. He is really good in terms of getting onto the edge of the box and taking some long shots as well. And if you are counter-attacking a team, he does have a pretty decent strike on him. He's got good dribbling and he can also find a brilliant pass too. So we have him on get forward, stay on the edge of the box for crosses, just for those long shots. In terms of his interception, he is on default. He is going to be covering the wing and he is going to stick to his position. Moving on to Silva, however, we also have him on get forward. He is going to get into the box for crosses, normal interceptions, covering the wing, but he is going to free roam. We can always rely on Silva to be in a position where if we are getting pressed, we can find him straight away. Moving in to Gabriel Jesus. So Gabriel Jesus, we've actually got him pretty default. He is going to be balanced in terms of his width. It's even in terms of his attacks as well. We haven't necessarily got him on getting behind. It's not something that we need to do. We've got him quite mixed. Because he's a striker playing out wide, he is quite intelligent and we want him to be able to just do his own thing out there. So if he needs to get into the box, he will. If he needs to get out wide and beat a player, he will. So we have him on mixed attack. He is on normal interceptions as well. His basic defensive support should be on stay forward. We want him staying forward as well. Moving on to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is also on balanced width. Even though he's playing as a left forward, he doesn't always need to be inside. Sometimes he is going to be able to get out wide as well. We don't want him just staying central or just drifting wide. We are going to have Sterling on getting behind. So if you are catching teams on the break, on the counter attack, and you are on that left side, you know that you have Sterling getting in behind as quick as possible. I would advise that you try to find him as quick as possible, just so that he beats other teams offside traps and he doesn't get caught offside and then you concede a free kick. Find him as quickly as you can. In regards to his interceptions, they are also normal. We also have him on stay forward. Lastly, going into Phil Foden, we are going to have him on stay central. In terms of his position, he's going to be the most disciplined in terms of those attacking front three. In terms of his attacking runs, he's going to be a false nine, so he's going to be the one to draw out either the opposition's DM or one of their centre backs, and it's going to allow Sterling to get in behind to attack that space, and Jesus as well. In terms of the interceptions, they are also on normal, and defensive support, he is also on stay forward, but this is specifically for teams, like I've said, that want to be aggressive on the front foot. Now, lastly, the one thing that you want to make sure you're paying attention to is how you play yourself. For this tactic to work for you, you have to play to the strengths of the tactic. Be patient, use the players that you have around you, be creative, attack those spaces. Try not to dilly-dally on the ball too much. Always look to exploit the spaces that teams give you. If you want me to make other tactics for other teams, whether they're in the Premier League or not, they can even be national teams as well, please let me know in the comments below. I am going to be making more of this content because I know you lot have enjoyed this before. I have also made a tactic regarding Ralf Rangnick and his recent move to Manchester United. You can check out that video right here. Stay underrated.